Imagine this, you're driving through the countryside of Japan. It's late at night and the roads are empty, but the air is crisp. You roll down your window and all you hear is a soft rustling of the trees in the wind. There's a sense of calm and eerie quiet, but then you notice something. Off in the distance, near the riverbed, there's a faint flicker of light. A fire? It's small at first, almost like someone's outside camping. But as you get closer, the flames grow, flickering wildly against the night sky. And then you see it. Figures moving in the shadows, hurried and frantic. The fire isn't just a fire, it's a body burning. This is the story of the Tochigi Prefecture murders, a case so sinister, so chilling, that even seasoned detectives were left shaken. A respected businessman and his wife found burned beyond recognition, their hands and feet tied, their heads wrapped in plastic. What seemed like a brutal execution quickly spiraled into something far more twisted. A murder for hire plot? A crime of passion? Or was this part of something even bigger, more terrifying? Meet Ryutaro and Sachiko Takarajima. They were known as a power couple in Tokyo. Successful, respected, and by all accounts loved by all of those around them. The Takarajimas own dozens of restaurants in Tokyo's bustling Ueno district. It's fair to say they were doing pretty well. Ryutaro, who was 55, built his business from the ground up, known for his sharp mind and relentless work ethic. His employees adored him, described him as a fair but firm man who demanded perfection. He provided well for his family and they lived the life of luxury because of it. And then there's the wife Sachiko, 56. She was the heart of the household, a devoted wife and mother. She was well liked in all social circles. Her friends recalled how she would host gatherings, the type of warm person who would go out of her way to make sure everyone felt safe and welcomed. She had a keen eye for fashion and enjoyed travelling, and her prized possession was her garden. And then you have their eldest daughter, Minami. Minami was the perfect image of success. Minami was a director of one of the restaurants ran by her father. But beneath her polished image, her personal life was far from perfect. She had married Seiha Seki 5 years earlier. At first he seemed charming, ambitious, but the cracks in their common law marriage quickly began to show. Friends claimed she confided in them about his reckless spending, his secretive behaviour, and the overwhelming debt that seemed to haunt them. Their life seemed perfect. A beautiful home, financial stability and a loving family. But, as we know, the appearance of perfection can be deceiving. On April 10, 2024, it started like any other evening. Ryutaro and Sachiko had just finished dinner at a high-end restaurant in Tokyo. Unbeknownst to them, their every move was being watched. As they walked to the car, a van pulled up beside them. Before they could even react, 2 masked men jumped out, forcing them inside. Their hands were bound, their mouths covered with duct tape. The van sped off into the night.
で家宅捜索が行われた住宅。死亡した2人はこの住宅で暴行を受けた可能性が浮上しました。
They were interrogated for hours, forced to sign documents transferring their assets. Ryutaro resisted, pleading with them. But their captors had no intentions of letting them go. They were bound even tighter, their heads wrapped in plastic bags. The last thing Sachiko likely saw was the face of someone she trusted, her husband trusted, and her daughter loved. Her son-in-law, standing in the shadows, watching as her life slipped away. Hours later, their lifeless bodies were transported to the riverbed. Gasoline was poured over them, and a match was struck. And just like that, the evidence was set ablaze. April 2024, Naso, Tochigi Prefecture. This peaceful countryside town, known for its hot springs and scenic landscapes, but on this night it became the site of a gruesome discovery. Police were alerted to a fire near the riverbed. What they found was straight out of a horror movie. 2 bodies burned beyond recognition lay in the dirt. They'd been tied up, their heads covered with plastic bags and adhesive tape, the smell of gasoline still lingering in the air. Someone had tried to make sure these bodies would never be identified. When the forensic teams arrived, they knew this wasn't just a random killing. The level of planning, the way the victims were bound, and the attempt to burn the evidence all pointed towards something calculated, something premeditated. Soon, authorities confirmed that the victims were Ryutaro and his wife Sachiko. Their deaths sent shockwaves throughout the community in Tokyo. But here's the thing. Police quickly realized they weren't dealing with just one killer. This was bigger. A conspiracy was unfolding.
そんな宝島さん夫婦がなぜ事件に巻き込まれたのでしょうか。
Police quickly realized they weren't dealing with just one killer. This was bigger. A conspiracy was unfolding, and at the center of it all, a shocking mastermind no one saw coming. Days after the bodies were found, authorities made their first arrest. A man walked into the police station in Saitama Prefecture, his hands shaking as he confessed. He was involved in the disposing of the couple's bodies. His name? Ryutaro Hirayama, a 25-year-old construction worker. But he wasn't alone. He told the police there were others, and he was right. Soon after the arrest followed, Hikaru Saosuke, 28, was tracked down in Okinawa. Then two other 20-year-old men, one of them a South Korean national, were taken into custody. The walls were closing in. But the real shock came for the police when they uncovered the true masterminds behind the killings of the couple. As investigators pressed forward, they uncovered a network of individuals connected to their killings. This wasn't just a murder. It was a meticulously planned execution involving multiple players. Ryo Maeda, a 36-year-old real estate executive, emerged as a key suspect. Known for his shady business dealings, Maeda had connections with shady underground figures. He had the means, he had the contacts, and most importantly, he had the willingness to get his hands dirty. Alongside him, Ryutaro Hirayama, a 25-year-old construction worker with a history of violent offences. The two unidentified accomplices, one of them of whom was later revealed to be the South Korean national, was also involved in organised crime. But the worst one of all were the ones that were closest to their family, their son-in-law, Sekin, a man who turned out to have an extensive criminal record tied to fraud and extortion. Sekin was a manager at the company and was reportedly dissatisfied with the management of the restaurants. And then you had their own daughter, Minami. On May 15, 2024, authorities made their move. In coordinated raids across Tochigi and Tokyo, police arrested all primary suspects, and with the weight of the evidence stacked against them, it was hard to deny it. Police suspect that Sekin, who was at odds with the victims over the way the restaurants were managed, was planning to kill them at least about 2 weeks prior to the initial incident. Sekin asked Hikaru Saosuke to kill the Takarajimas a few days before they were strangled in the garage of a vacant house in Tokyo's Shingawa ward late on April 15th or early on April 16th, the sources said. Saosuke, who had been arrested over his suspected role in setting the corpses on fire, was rearrested on May 19th. He was arrested on suspicion of killing the couple in conspiracy with Sekin and 4 others, police sources said.
A さんから遺体の処理を依頼された。
A という人物から遺体の処理を依頼されたと供述しているという平山容疑者。さらに
A さんは怖い人。携帯電話は A さんに渡した。
Ryutaro Hirayama was arrested on May 11th on suspicion of murder, told police that Saosuke instructed him to kill the couple and burn their bodies around early April. Hirayama also said he asked Kang and Wakayama to carry out the deed. Kang and Wakayama and Maeda were the ones who allegedly drove to the couple's house where they were fatally attacked. They had been arrested on suspicion of destruction of bodies. As for Minami, she was their daughter. Why would she do this? So far, it's alleged that after the resignation letter from her father's business, their relationship soured. The police suspected that the problems with running the businesses and the restaurants in Tokyo triggered their murders. Sekin and Minami are believed to have paid around a total of 15 million yen to the 4 suspects, who allegedly directed and carried out the murders. Despite these arrests, as of March 26, 2025, no formal sentences have been handed down, and the legal proceedings are ongoing. How do you move on from something like this? For the slain's remaining family, how do you reconcile the fact that the daughter they loved was potentially capable of such horror? This case has gripped the nation of Japan. The media have dubbed it the Tashigi conspiracy. Families across Japan have watched in horror as all suspects showed little to no remorse. The Tashigi Prefecture murders left a deep scar on Japan, a brutal reminder that sometimes the people closest to us are the ones that we should fear the most. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. As the case continues to develop, I will keep you informed. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime and deep dives across Asia. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.